Let's make some fermented garlic and honey together. You're going to need some raw honey, some organic garlic cloves, a paring knife, a glass jar, choose your size, some lids, regular lids or fermenting lids. Let's make this natural illness preventative. It's also a cold and flu remedy, and other benefits I'll tell you later. This was made about a year ago. We are beekeepers, so we have our own fresh raw honey. If not, make sure you buy fresh local raw honey in your area. Let's begin. We're going to start by breaking apart our garlic bulbs into individual garlic cloves. And then we're going to peel each individual clove. I'm going to peel the skin off. I like to use the palm of my hand to break the skins. You can use a large chef knife if your hands are sensitive. So carefully peel each clove. This is the most tedious part of the whole process, so be patient. I find that keeping my work area clean and organized is key to making this process go as smooth as possible. If you've ever peeled garlic before, you know how messy the papery skins can be. Garlic is sticky, and if you get it on your hands, the papery skin will stick to you and every surface you touch. So just be careful when you're peeling the garlic cloves. So some of the health benefits of consuming fermented garlic and honey include immune system support, illness prevention. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's also an antiviral. It's also an antifungal. It's an antibacterial, meaning it's a natural antibiotic. It promotes gut health and cardiovascular health. Those are some pretty good health benefits if you ask me. So you may be wondering, how do we use this? I'm going to tell you how. So you want to eat 1 garlic clove and a spoonful of the honey once a day as a preventative for general wellness. If you do get sick, consume 1 garlic clove and a spoonful of the honey every 2 to 3 hours until your symptoms resolve. And it's safe for the whole family. Little ones may not like it because it is pretty stout tasting. It's definitely a staple in our house. We've been using it for several years now, and promise you, it's worth making. Keep working on the garlic cloves. The importance of using organic garlic cloves, bulbs, is that you don't want all the chemicals and sprays that have been used on the non-organic to be in your ferment, because that's not going to do your health any good. So use organic. It's the best. We get our organic garlic bulbs from Azure Standard, but you could also buy them at your local grocery store. I usually make several quart jars of this fermented garlic and honey each year. Usually a winter project for us. Okay, now that we have all of the cloves peeled, we're going to start trimming the tops and putting them in our jar. So trim the tops of each garlic clove, and you can cut each clove in half if they are large, or depending on your preference. We want to use enough garlic to fill your mason jar or jar of your choice 3/4 full. I'm just thinly slicing off the top of the clove where it hooks to the garlic bulb, and then cutting each clove in half. This clove has a little growth at the bottom of the clove. That's okay, just trim it off. Trim the top off, cut it in half, and throw it in your jar. Garlic will naturally sprout as it ages, especially if it's kept at room temperature. It ages faster. You can slow it down if you buy bulk garlic. You can keep it in your refrigerator. It'll still eventually sprout, but it'll be at a slower rate. So just work on trimming all of your garlic cloves and putting them in the jar. All right, now our jar is 3/4 full. We're going to add honey on top to cover the garlic. So pour your local raw honey over the garlic cloves until the garlic is covered. Add the honey slowly, as it takes a little bit of time for it to seep around all of the garlic cloves in the jar. Now I'm down at our bottling tank. I know not everyone has this at their fingertips. Just squeeze your honey out of the bottle over the garlic. Make sure you're using local raw honey. Support your local beekeeper in your area. The honey that you can buy from the grocery store that's not raw will not provide you with the health benefits that fresh raw honey will. So here I'm just adding honey, waiting a little bit for it to go down, adding some more honey. Just be patient and go slow. You can see it oozing down into the jar, the bottom. Bubbles will come up as it settles. That's okay. I have used a skewer before in the past to kind of adjust the cloves so the honey goes down faster, but it really is messy, and I just find being patient and waiting works the best. Settle down, add more honey. I like to add it to the bottom of the neck of the jar. Once I get it there, then I'll wait a little bit and add more if I need to. So once we get all the honey in the jar, then we're going to put the lid on. All right, so apply your jar lid, whatever kind of lid you're using, and place it on your kitchen counter. Turn or shake the jar daily to make sure the garlic is coated. This prevents bacterial growth. Burp your jar lid daily for 2 weeks if you're not using a fermentation lid. Just simply open the lid and replace it. The active fermentation period is approximately 2 weeks. When you no longer notice bubbles, the active fermentation period is complete and daily burping is no longer required. It should also be noted that the honey is thinner due to juices being released from the garlic cloves. The garlic cloves will begin sinking rather than floating as when it was first made. Once the garlic cloves have sunk to the bottom of the jar, no more daily turning or shaking is required. The honey will darken significantly as the fermented garlic and honey ages. There is no expiration to this fermentation, and no refrigeration is required. The older it becomes, the better it tastes. Again, the health benefits include immune system support, illness prevention, anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, promotes gut health and cardiovascular health. This is well worth making, I promise you. It's potent when you do eat it, but it's worth the benefits. We've used it for several years now and promise you it's definitely a staple in our household. Visit our website, freedomharvestfarm.com, for a free download of this recipe if you're interested. We appreciate you watching. We hope you come back for more. May God bless you. We'll see you later.